You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.
Rob, what's good, homie?
Mike, if you noticed, I'm out of my mom's house, Mike. Big news. I know everybody who was concerned with me living with my mom during the pandemic and were giving me shit, man. I moved on. Made a big announcement last week that I got a new job offer, promotion. Well, not promotion, more of a new job opportunity out in Scottsdale, Arizona. That's where I currently am residing now. Made a big move this past weekend. Got the new digs, man. Got the new flat screen. I'm living large, sweep the rack, man. Too much income, for sweep the racks bringing in. So, I had to upgrade the digs,
I can attest that this podcast had nothing to do with your upgrade in housing situation. Rob is on his Cliff Kingsbury. He's literally on his Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona, flexing the background hard. Rob, you're gonna have me taking the laptop outside and setting up by the pool with the pool in the background just to flex on your flex. So,
dude, this is the comment of the night. We haven't even started yet. Dude, Mitch Young. Now we know where that extra 120. That went to my flat screen. I got myself a 65-inch Google Bravia. Man, I was with a sound bar, dude. That's what happens when you live with your mom for 13 months, man. You save that money, you're able to buy a nice TV.
It's funny. I actually did a mental calculation in my head the other day of when you would hit me up for the next amount of money for the show, and I would be like, no, remember I gave you that 120. So
yeah, you're good, man.
I'm on that. I just want to be clear, I'm on that.
You're good for about a year, man. You're good for about a year, so enjoy the free ride. Well, not free ride, but enjoy the prepaid ride.
Yeah, very true. All right, Rob. Listen, we're coming in hot. We're coming in hot tonight, people. What direction you want to go in, Rob? Should we get right into it?
Man, I want to bring on the champ. The champ is here. The champ is here.
All right. Billy Punch with the before. Oh, wait, what? Billy Punch. You're right, Billy. The only reason that I got the rosin bags, I think, is because Rob was moving and he was forced to actually get them out of his mom's house and send them to me. But I did get the rosin bags this week, and they're dope, and they're very high quality. So you guys should check those out. Lindy's bags. Check them out. Shout to him again. But we bring on the champ. Well, you know what? I'm going to start it off with this question. I'm going to let him answer the question.
All right. What's up, guys?
You guys know who it is. No introduction needed at this point. Come on, man.
Champ.
The champ, friend of the show. All right. Been here several times now. I'm going to start it off with this question. Are you the best bowler in the world right now?
Man, at the end of the playoffs, we were standing on the lanes. Tom Clark's standing there with the trophy. Coley's got the check. And Tom goes, "Damn, Kyle, you're the man." And I was like, "You know what, Tom? I am the fucking man. I can actually say that. Feels pretty good. Not only to win a major this year, but then to be the number one seed in the playoffs and take that down from the number one seed. I guess I can take that title right now as the best bowler on the planet. I don't like those labels because I don't stay in the present very long. Look forward. We got a lot of tournaments coming up, and it's really hard to win out here. So I'm gonna take the man title right now. I guess there is somebody in the WWE. Somebody might have to help me out. The man, she's actually a chick that wrestles. Come on, guys, y'all gotta help me out with that.
Mike doesn't know. I know the wrestlers. What she look like, man? I got you covered.
Her nickname is the Man.
I thought that was Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch.
Yeah, there you go. So I'll steal Becky Lynch's title for now, and we'll see how far we can take this puppy to the top.
You know what they say? To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo!
There we go. Yeah, people are gonna be gunning for the fro now, which that's all right. We trimmed it up a little bit. Sorry guys, I had a little round on the golf course, so got a little sun today, and the fro's a little little rough, but we're tuning it up. We're going to be ready for all the guns to be pointed my way.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's the fair assumption, right? Is and that's it's interesting you say that, because that's kind of tour at times, like guys get to that top spot and then everybody's doing what they think they have to do to outwork that guy to get that top spot back. All right, here's another question for you. This might be a harder one, honestly, Kyle. Are you now the most marketable bowler in the world?
Ooh, I mean, we could definitely do some damage. I think the Afro, Manscaped. They wanted me to get a part of that. Unfortunately, the products didn't make it on Saturday in time. I was gonna do like a whole little thing on Instagram with the lawnmower 4.0 and the ball exfoliator, and we're gonna have to save that for a little later time. But hey, man, I'm reaching out. I'm actually working together with some people, putting some projects together to reach out to some companies, at least try and get some sponsorships and get some more eyes on bowling. That's the ultimate goal. I'm running into people a lot more now. Hey, you're that guy that's bowling. I seen you bowl, and that tells me, hey, people are watching bowling, and that's what we want. So if I can help get some sponsorships for bowling, that's awesome. I'm going to try and get some for myself as well. And Coley, Bolero, they've done a great job. I'm really interested to see, with the amount of success and storylines that we've had this year, what these sponsorships can turn into next year, especially with probably all the companies recovering from COVID and probably being in an even better financial situation come 2022. So, hopefully this earnings record only stays for 1 year. That'd be pretty dope.
Kyle, I actually asked you this before we went on air, and I know there's been a few comments in the chat. Is that a new belt that you have, or is that the same belt Bill has and it just gets passed like the Stanley Cup?
No, this is my belt. Like I was saying on the show, my belt. Luckily that'd really suck if I had to give it up, because this is like my new prized possession. I was telling you on the show or before, I took it around pretty much for a week. I took it to league Thursday night. I told the owner if I won the belt, I'd bring it to league. So I had to take it there, and that was a shit show. Luckily, I sent Guppy in with the belt because I had to wheel his bag in. And so whenever I walked in, he already had like 8 people in line wanting to take a picture with the belt. They didn't even care if I was in the picture with the belt. They just wanted a picture with it. But, it's pretty sweet, calling out Roman Reigns and stuff. Didn't really get any bites on that yet, but you never know. We might be able to spark something up here in the summertime.
Dude, Big Mike isn't a wrestling fan. Okay. And I always talk about on the show that bowling needs to be a little bit more entertaining like wrestling is, and obviously I'm not talking like shticks. I'm not talking Kyle come out like, as a different personality or character, but I feel like more PBA players out there need to, not be afraid to show their personality and their charisma like you do. Okay. And Mike, you asked Kyle the question before about if he's the most marketable player now. Kyle was the most marketable player 6 months ago, dude. I mean, honestly, like he's got the personality, the charisma. But I guess so. My question would be for you is, how do we get the bowlers to show more charisma and more personality on the shows, or is it that just something that just comes natural? And if you have it, you have it. And if you don't, you don't.
That's been a hot topic pretty much since Bolero took over. I remember when they took over, we had a players meeting in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they got on there. They talked about a lot of different stuff, talked about the perception, and pretty much entertainment. Marshall Holman was there. He spoke about, putting on a show pretty much, saying a lot of those things, being a showman. And, the only thing is you can't force it. These guys, they bowl for a living. They're bowling to put food on the table for their families. And if they happen to not want to get pumped up and get super emotional, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't blame the guys. You can't force them to do anything, so we just got to kind of take what we can get, unfortunately. But, maybe we can make these shows more entertaining. Once we get fans back into it, I think that could really be Really good for the shows and just to sponsor reach. But, unfortunately, you can't force any guys to, and nothing's really planned for me other than the Ric Flair shout out and the Roman Reigns. That's about the only two things I've really planned on a TV show in a long time because, it's raw emotion. That's what we want. And that's the thing. And like WWE, I mean, I watch it sometimes at home because Guppy has it on. He's a pretty big fan of WWE. And I mean, their acting is pretty trash, I think, and some of the talking and, there's not that many people great on the mic anymore. So it's almost like you get more raw emotion in bowling than you do in WWE right now. It's just a matter of getting more eyes on the sport, and hopefully bigger prize funds and, cross branding with some other sports, do a CP3 or a celebrity invitational with WWE, something like that. So, I see some flack on social media about, the belt, that's stupid, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, hey, it can't hurt. It damn sure can't hurt. So we might as well, get it involved, especially, I thought the wrestler cameos were dope. Those are pretty sweet. And, I've taken Roman's to heart a little bit, because he said it's not about getting to the top, but it's how you stay there. And,
right.
And we've got to watch Belmo be at the top of our sport for a long time. And he didn't just get up there and then go chill in the outback. He kept working. He put even more work in once he got to the top. So that's kind of where we're at. I've been enjoying a little bit of golf the last few weeks, bowling on the weekends, but we've got some summer events coming up leading up to Portland and Detroit. So, I'll probably be hanging up the golf clubs maybe only once every couple of weeks and getting back out on the lanes, really getting some practice in to tune it up for the summer.
So I would imagine that you were a little bit disappointed that you won the tournament without any fans there. Was that did that take a little bit away from like winning? Because I know how engaged you are with the fans. I mean, look at Portland, Maine. Like you're like the guy in Portland, Maine. Like that is your like hometown, like technically, right? Like as a bowler. So was it a little bit disappointing that you didn't get the fans there while you were while you won that big title, and also the 250K you won too? There were no fans there. So
yeah, I mean, like? The crazy thing is, we've been dealing with no fans now since July of last year, so pretty much for a year, and I've kind of had to learn and how to adjust myself to being on TV without fans, and it was a process for me because I'm big on my process, I'm big on the surrounding atmosphere, I get comfortable with the set beforehand, and just kind of picture things, how they're going to go. And, so it took me a while to learn how to act and how to, maybe not really put on a show, but kind of show my emotions when there's no fans. Cause then for a while I just treat it like an action match. There's no fans. Who cares about the cameras? I'm just blowing this guy head to head, so that's kind of how we would look at it there for a while. But man, if there would have been freaking people there when I got the one pin, because I had it bottled up. That match was just so full of emotions to begin with. And I think what, the emotions have poured out of me in both victories this year. One with the major, that was like 3 months in the working. I was like, that was the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, eat, breathe, and sleep the Players Championship. And then to get the win there, the playoffs has been almost a month tournament. So it was kind of in the same boat. That's the only thing I was thinking about for like a month straight was the playoffs. I'm bowling good. Let's keep working towards that. And, and then the emotions of the match, especially game 3, flagging the spares, punching myself, kind of having a self-talk, like get your shit together, Kyle, because, you got 12 frames and, what are we going to do? So, I just had a lot of bottled up emotions. So I would have loved to have the fans. I hate not having them, but, it is exciting to know that when we get to go to Portland in a month, they're going to be there, 100 people, and then 300 people in Detroit. So, I think we're going to be back with fans from now on, anytime you see bowling on TV. But, hate I didn't get to celebrate with them there. But it was a pretty big celebration. I had a lot of emotion bottled up for a while, and they might have said that they want a little extra sauce with it. So, I gave them the finishing move. They were like, "What kind of finishing move you got?" I'm like, I mean, the Afro Hammer, but I don't think we can show that. I don't think we can show that to too many people. But
Mike, he brought up my favorite thing to talk about, right? He brought up celebrating. How'd you celebrate? And I'm talking like this championship. You just won $250K. Kyle, look, man, you single, you're young, you're on top of your game. I mean, come on, give me something, man. What'd you do? Like,
well,
I know for a fact he went to the casino last Wednesday. So how'd that turn out?
I actually made money at the casino. I got paid to play golf in Cherokee the next day, so that was pretty tough.
The rich get richer, Mike.
I was going to say, of course he did. Of course he did. With the streak he's on, there's no question he was going to whack it at the casino.
So when I won the Players, we were right in the middle of the tour. I did go with Timmy Mack and Jesper to Tiger Woods restaurant that night.
Okay.
So we balled out a little bit there. I had a shot of Don Julio 1942. It was like $30 a rip. That was probably the smoothest tequila ever. That probably spoiled me because now I'm like always like asking around, like, hey, how much is that? 25? That's too much. Take it 15. But then we were the next day, man. It was practice session for the TSC. So, and then I almost made the show there. So we really didn't get to celebrate too much there. And then I was on tour for a month. I mean, I bought a bunch of crypto. I bought a bunch of shoes. I mean, I got actually a pair here that I haven't even worn yet. I've had them for like 3 weeks.
Break them out. Let's see.
Yeah.
What heat you working with?
Title of them. Oh, these are
they bowling shoes?
No, they're Air Jordan 1 Retro High.
Okay.
These are pretty fresh though. These are the
blue
leather ones.
Yeah, they just dropped.
Sick.
Yeah. So we've been saving these for a special occasion. So if that's pretty much how I've been celebrating these last couple wins is cryptos and sneakers.
What crypto? What form of crypto?
Fired pretty hard in Ethereum the last several weeks. I mean, it was on a big dip on Sunday, so Sunday was a pretty busy day. But Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then Algo, Stellar Lumens, and then obviously Doge. Hanging on to Doge, see if it can get to like $1, $1.50 or something, and get rid of it somewhere down the road. But the other ones, man,
he's making moves over here, man. He's making
moves.
Hang
on to them. Hang on to the other ones, man. We're gonna, Ethereum and Bitcoin. We're just gonna sit on those for a while. But trying to. I mean, it's been a stressful. All this money coming in. I'm like, damn, we need to make sure to take care of it all on the books. So lots of phone calls with people in the last couple of weeks. Just to stay ahead of that ball game. Because I damn sure don't want the IRS knocking on my door. That's for sure. So. We're gonna pay them what we need to keep them off our backs, and then we'll keep shipping it.
Yo, my man is gonna have a serious tax bill.
Kyle, I'll hook you up with some of my friends in Brooklyn, man. They haven't paid taxes in like 20 years.
Nah, he doesn't want to go that route. Actually, he's sitting there taking a sip from that cup thinking, how can I write this off right now? How can I write this off and use this right now? No, listen, you broke the earnings record, man. I mean, listen, shout and
player of the year.
Of course, player of the year? Yeah, we'll get there. Don't but let's talk about the money a little bit more. I mean, shout to Bolero, for putting up the money that you guys are bowling for out there, because that's been one of the more noticeable and upfront changes of what they've done with the PBA Tour in a positive way. And obviously you took advantage of that. That's an amazing accomplishment, man. How does that feel?
It's pretty crazy. I never thought I would be a world record, a PBA record holder. That was never really a goal of mine. Whenever I wanted to become a professional bowler, like obviously we want to win titles, but to think you'd have the most or anything like that. But, I didn't even find out about it till like the beginning of the show when they had it on there. I think it was the round of 4. If I win that match, then I was guaranteed the record. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I mean, I knew I'd made some pretty good money this year, but we've been so busy, man, just kind of hits the bank, take care of whatever we want to and kind of stay on the grind right now. And to realize I'm in the PBA record books now. It's I would say it's a dream come true, but it was never even a dream. So it's it's very special, to gag off a 300 on TV last year. That was a chance to be in the PBA history books, and I kind of missed it there. So now to overtake Walter Ray and the incredible season that he had that year, it's very special. But like I said, you got to thank Bolero and everything that they've done for us. Even the Super Slam. Damn, that was like 200,000 on that show. Just for the winners of the show, which there's good things and bad things about it. Obviously, I'm on the good side of it because I'm winning, and that money can be put towards other tournaments and stuff like that. But, in every sport, I guess you gotta push your premier athletes. LeBron James is in our face all the time, in basketball and your premier your premier players on certain teams. So, I guess I can kind of understand the PBA kind of wanting to build some different brands and superstars and, the persona shoots they have with us. Just trying to build some brands for these individuals. That's been another big change maybe on the backside that a lot of people haven't got to see up front and up close. But, they're really trying to push the branding of players and stuff onto people instead of it just being bowling. Because if somebody takes a liking of somebody after they watch the show, then they're going to want to follow the bowling more. Like, oh, Kyle's on this week, I want to watch it. So that's kind of where they've been going with it. I know I got a little off subject there talking about money.
Oh, that's perfect.
No, it's okay. No, it's awesome. Like, and you're so right, because there's people in my life who watch bowling because they know me, and you're one of the few guys that they ever text me about and say, hey, who's this guy with the fro? Who's this guy with the crazy outfits? What's his deal? Is he cool? Is he crazy? Do you know him? So you're right, man. The game needs a little bit more of that. The game needs to give fans more of a reason to invest in a player or root for, or dare I say it, Rob?
Or
against a player.
We need a bad man. We need
Kyle,
a bad guy.
We don't want
Simo. Simo's a bad guy.
I was just gonna, Rob, I swear to God, I was just gonna say, Kyle, we don't even want you to comment on this because we don't want to cause any trouble. But
he's my boy.
Rob,
but yeah,
I know we had Randy on last week, Rob, and he had very strong words, very strong words. Okay, and I brought up to him this idea that maybe the game does need somebody that people look at and say, I want to watch just to watch that guy lose. So. I don't necessarily think that's a terrible thing.
The only thing I don't think Simo could fit that since he's young.
Right?
It'd be a little different if he was a little older, maybe. But who knows? Maybe he does look like he's 30, I guess, when he grows his beard out. So,
well, you develop that persona, though, right?
He's kind of
right?
He's building it over time right now.
It would take more. For me, I'm never going to look at it that way. I'll be honest. If you want me to play devil's advocate, I will. But over time, yes, I think I could see him developing that persona if that kind of thing continues. But I think it's way more likely to turn into something where he uses it as motivation to get back on track and win and get back out there. But go ahead, Rob. You wanted to jump in.
I was going to say, why do you watch a lot of these movies, like these Marvel movies, is because you want to watch the villain, not the superheroes. So bowling needs – look, why was Pete Weber so famous as a bowler? Because he was the only bowler that could actually, show his personality, whether you loved him or you hated him. And he was able to stay on TV, and he was able to win, and he was able to back up his actions and his talk. That's what bowling needs. Bowling needs a Kyle Simo rivalry where you guys actually legitimately hate each other in real life. I'm serious. Do you know what kind of ratings that would bring? With people think Rash
we got freaking Koepka and DeChambeau,
right?
Whatever the hell's going on with them guys, man.
I'm telling
you. That's a good point, but I guess off the lanes that'd be hard. Because
you guys are all friends and buddies.
Yeah, we're all boys and whatnot. But
but hold on, me and
Simo have got into it. Now I've got into it with Simo probably twice. We've yelled back and forth at each other during bowling before. He'll catch me. I ain't afraid to say something to him. We're still boys, but we've chirped a few times. That's for sure. But I don't want to touch on it long, but just to go back real quick, I think it's a blessing though that Randy said what he did on TV the time that he pretty much beat up on Simo, because he can go back and listen to that and then Samo can step outside the picture, look at it from a third person perspective and realize maybe I am being a little bit of an asshole. Like, maybe I can, relax, get myself together a little bit. Cause then once he does, man, it's going to be game over. I mean, the kid's proven winner. So he might just be dealing with a little bit of mental demons right now. And, we all deal with them. It's just a matter of fixing them. And, it's some let it, it's pretty much just a matter of how long do you want to waste time. I dealt with it for a while too. I mean, just frying out too much, wasting tournaments. And then I finally was like, how much longer do I want to keep doing this? And then, you just got to look yourself in the mirror and want to make the change for the good.
Well, Kyle, let me ask you.
I obviously want him to do all that. I want to.
No, I got to ask him
this. He's my boy.
Go ahead.
I got to ask him this because this is important to me. Is there's a lot of bowlers out there that are like that. We have demons, right? And they kill themselves in tournaments. I know I've done it. I know Mike's done it. I know probably in the chat room has done it. What kind of advice can you give like the bowlers out there, the people that are watching that have demons they deal with while they're bowling, where they'll beat themselves up to the fact they take themselves out of the tournament? What kind of advice can you give to fix something like that?
I guess I could say I had a little bit of a different way of kind of learning how to handle my demons, because I dealt with a lot of that stuff off the lanes when my mother's passing last year and everything. So, that kind of made me just look at bowling a whole different way that, at the end of the day, we're blessed with the opportunity to be able to bowl, to be able to compete in leagues, to be able to, bowl with our friends, whatever it is. It kind of made me just look at bowling that way a little bit instead of it, as my job and stuff like that. Obviously I'm on the professional level, but even if you're in a slump and, you just got negative talk and negative thoughts, I think you've just got to find the fun in it, and yeah, it's fun to throw non-baggers, but it's also if you surround yourself with people you like, good company, I think that can really make the game a lot better. And then on the individual level, like, if you're struggling with those and you're bowling singles tournaments and stuff like that, you just gotta keep working. There's peaks and valleys. You got to keep punching the bag. If you stop punching the bag, then you're never going to get anywhere. I mean, that was the thing, keep pushing the rock. There was a story of a guy that pushed the rock up the mountain and came back down, pushed the rock up the mountain. Then he finally got enough strength. He pushed the rock all the way up the mountain. And then what did he do? Pushed it back down and then pushed it back up again, and it built strength and stuff like that. So I think, just keep punching the bag and, trust in your process. That's the other big thing that, I look to my process and where I'm off in my process that is causing these mental thoughts. Because, I hate self-negative talk. Like, I hate it. I can't stand to hear it, and I hear it a lot from players. Because even the slightest bit of negative talk or any self-doubt, it matters in the long run. Like, the tiny, tiny little things really, really mean a lot. So, I deal with it playing golf. I play golf with my buddies and he's literally addressing the ball and he's like, all right, don't pull hook, don't pull it. No, you should tell yourself, like, do this good, do something good instead of like, all right, don't yank on this one. So I think you just got to pull yourself out of that rabbit hole sometimes when you get, and I'm there too sometimes. I went through it a little bit in Reno, didn't feel confident at all, finished 98th at the US Open, put a little too much pressure on myself and realized, hey, I need to get back to being me, just being who I am. Luckily, we had the Super Slam in between that and the playoffs. And, that was kind of a free money event. So I could just really enjoy myself on TV. And I got my legs back under me. So, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work in this sport. It's not an easy game. So you just got to keep punching, keep pushing forward.
Mike, Kyle says keep punching the punching bags, but don't punch the ball returns. I don't.
Those might kick back a little bit.
You're already getting called the GOAT in the chat. So yeah, that's the GOAT talk has already started. So yeah, don't put too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got one follow-up question though. I gotta ask though. There's something that changed in the last year, and I mean with you on TV, your focus, the almost like the eye of the tiger, almost kind of like one day, I don't know what show it was, and I wish I knew it, but all of a sudden, like you could see, you were in like serial killer mode. Like your focus and your concentration on the show was like nothing I've ever seen. And is there something that like started that, or?
That was probably the tour finals in July last year during the COVID break. Or actually it might've been Jonesboro when I won there before my mom's passing. I have to go back to that, man. That taught me so much last year, as a person outside of bowling, and just made me appreciate life in so many different ways and the way I look at life. And so then when I get to the lanes now, there's so much less stress. I'm allowed to just be myself, be free. And I took a look back at last year. I was like, I was very successful. I won 3 titles, but where can I be better? And, I break it down well. Qualifying's good, practice. I'm very good in my preparation there. Like talking at the tournament, qualifying, finals is good. What am I doing on TV? Maybe I'm costing myself a little bit of focus on TV. So, I kind of looked at myself and how I act. And then without fans being there, I had no choice but to forget about the show. And I got to find out how to get comfortable on TV without fans, because that was like my physical trigger, make a split or something, let it rip to the fans real quick. And then my heart rate goes down. Like then I settle in. So it was, during the COVID break and that tour finals, I bowled some action matches during that time. Like I was, bowling some heads up stuff, and it just really, I was able to just focus in on my process a lot more. And then to see the success it gave me, then I think now I've kind of learned how to blend it together, because at the Players, when I won the major, yeah, that's the most serious I've ever been on TV. I was very mechanical thought, like with my timing, like, because that was like right after I made some big timing changes. And then that show, I was literally just thinking about like bending over on my second step and then driving my legs on my fourth and fifth step, and then just make sure the ball goes where it needs to go. So I was in such a process there that I think now I've gotten to use that little 6-month time frame to kind of blend it together now. And, maybe the sideshow plus main event, we can, maybe, I don't know, call it the main show, Kyle, main show Fro. So that, I think it was just the break between COVID, my mom's passing, everything I learned from that. And then just trying to get better, man, because even after this year, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to look and figure out where can I be better. And obviously one tournament, it's going to be the US Open, because I still ain't got to check at that event in 6 years. So, there's still things that we're going to look back on this year and see where we could fine tune and get even a little better.
All right. Listen, we there were a couple things we didn't get to. Rob wanted to talk about Player of the Year. I'm going to sum it up. Kyle Troup is the Player of the Year this year. It's as simple as that. All right. He can shake his head all he wants. Unless something drastic happens with the next 5 titles.
So if somebody wins the tour finals, like I don't know how many guys that have won this year bowl in the tour finals. There's got to be a few. Like, I mean, I don't know. If somebody wins the tour finals, it puts them at 2. I don't know if Doherty's bowling. Doherty's got 2. If one guy wins 2 summer events, gets to 4 wins, then I think there's still some talks. But
that's Kyle. That's a long stretch, Kyle. Come on, I mean,
I know, but I mean, hey man, I'm not.
You got to win the tour finals, man.
He's going to win the tour finals. He's smoking right now. He's the best bowler on the planet right now. I mean, Frankie is the best one-handed.
Is the man.
Okay, Frankie is the best one-handed bowler on the planet right now. Okay, he is.
Agreed.
And your match against him in the PBA playoffs, and I want to get you.
Oh, we lost Mike. Oh. That's a shame. A shame. He was going to talk about Frankie. He's going to talk about yours at Frankie's match. Wait, he's back. Should I bring him back, Kyle? I don't know. Maybe I won't.
Bring me back. But no, sorry. We're having there's storms going on over here. We're having technical difficulties tonight. But, listen, that match of you against Frankie in the semifinals, that was it, bro. I mean, that was the best two-handed bowler in the world right now against the best one-handed bowler in the world right now. I bet on you. In that match. I won money on you in that match. Made up for the 4-figure loss we took on you.
The IQ Emerald.
When you bowled Pete Weber
The IQ Emerald.
Oh,
and you decided to use the IQ Emerald. Kyle, we had a 4-figure bet on you that night. Okay, you lost. It's okay.
The tow trucks.
Yeah, we've been we have been on your case on this show for a bit, all throughout the playoffs actually, and the 250K.
I hope y'all been betting on me.
Yeah, well, when we can, we are, but we've been saying
not if we're using the IQ Emerald.
Please don't take out the IQ Emerald.
Hey, that ball is done, bro. After the Super Slam, after I go to that ball and I split, dude, I told Sean Ryan, dude, and I didn't bring it after the Super Slam. I said, Sean, I'm never bringing this ball to another tour stop again that's on TV. And I'm not. Like, it's done. Dude, it stayed home. Didn't bring it to the playoffs. I'm like, I'm done throwing it. I'm never throwing this ball on TV again. I told him never again on TV. Outside of TV, okay. Because that's my money ball. That's my Dougie Vision ball. Like,
dude, my brother was betting with us, dude.
yeah, he said, thank God. Yeah, but Kyle, I'm gonna call you out on that though, because at Carolier, when you bowled the local guy at Carolier, you used the IQ Emerald too, and you lost.
Yeah,
so
I didn't
say what you want about it.
That was a year and a half ago.
I know.
Early days of action bowling.
I may or may not have had money on that match too. So listen, just keep.
We got a big match this weekend. Big match. Me and Dre versus your Northern boys up there. Like, who y'all got in that one? Y'all got to be going with Havel and Q.
No, I'll take you.
No,
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take you guys. Please.
I'm sure y'all could get some action on that.
I'm sure Saturday we can night. Too. And I was going to say, before we get you out of here, guys, recognize something about this guy. He is a bowler. He's a bowler of the people. He's the best bowler in the world right now. He made $350,000. Okay, and he's out bowling UBA events in league the next week. So I'm serious though, Kyle. Shout to you, man, because you're a bowler of the people. Thanks, you know what I'm saying, and we need that in our sport, and that is what's going to grow the sport. That's a big part of what's going to grow the sport. So, congrats on all your success, man. As a fan, it's been really awesome to watch you become a better bowler. Because I'm going to be honest with you, bro. When you first came out on tour, I used to look at the standings and hate on you and be like, yo, come on, man. What are you doing? Where are you coming from? I never seen your name before, and all of a sudden you're out here bowling on tour. And, here you are, man. You're the best bowler in the world. You got the belt behind you. You broke the earnings record. And I watch. I watch. And
you're crazy.
You have gotten so much better, man. You are. At once, when you won that first title on the short pattern, you were basically a bowler who could throw it hard, throw it straight, and strike a lot if they were gonna be that way, right? And that was it. And man, to compare that to who you are today as a bowler really shows the hard work you put in. So you deserve it, man. Congratulations. Enjoy the success. Thank you for coming. Our fans, appreciate you stopping by. And
we need 60 Kyle Troops on tour, but all of them have different personalities. Like an evil Kyle Troop, a funny Kyle Troop, like just 100 of them, and they could all bowl each other, talk shit, wear different.
Well, we all gotta have afros,
dude. All different kind of afros, a Jerry curl, an afro, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean?
All right, Kyle, tell us who's supporting you out there, man. Before we get you out of here.
Man, I've got a lot of support. Obviously got to start with Storm, Bill and Barb Chrisman. They've supported me for many years now. Coolwick, they hooked me up with all the threads, Vice Accessories, and then the Team Fish Fam and Bowler X. That's all the sponsors. I actually just got signed on with Lane Talk. They're going to be a sponsor of mine. So, that's, a lot of us use Lane Talk now, following live scoring. They just did that Global Rumble. Paying $50,000 in prize fund there. They're going to do a lot more of that stuff. So, check out Lane Talk in the future. But, I'm blessed, man. Got a lot of support, man. I got a lot of fans. You guys, everyone out there. I got to thank all those people because, man, that's what we do it. Without the fans, we don't have bowling. So, I'm gonna keep being me. Hopefully, grow the sport some more, man. Get some more eyes on us. Make some more money. And are you coming to Portland, Maine for the summer events? I mean, that's not too far from me, right?
I won't. I won't be up. Bill's not bowling. Bill's not bowling in Portland, so I don't think I'm going to make it up. But
hey, Kyle, throw a good word into Guppy. I'd love to have him on to talk old tour stories.
All right, yeah, we might have to get him on sometime. Yeah,
Dude,
for sure.
I would love
yeah,
to work with him
yo.
about some of the old tour stories, and I love talking old tour stories. Like, I'm sure he's got, dude. If I could
Oh
sit
my
there in the
God.
car with you in that drive for 7 or 8 hours and just talk old tour, I'm sure he would love it too. I would have to think he loves talking old tour stories.
Yeah, you might. We might definitely have to work that out in the next couple of weeks while I'm home because I'd have to get him hooked up onto this. But yeah, I'll holler at him. I'll holler at him tonight. We'll definitely work that out.
All right,
Dude,
man.
oh man, I'm so happy.
Kyle, listen, we appreciate the time. Safe travels. Continue the good bowl, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Oh man, appreciate it, dude.
Bro.
Thank you.
Pleasure being.
Oh, Rob. Oh, listen. Always good to get the top dogs on.
Dude.
Right now, Kyle Troop is the top dog.
Dude, but it's, I love the fact that he's charismatic and he's got personality and he's a fan favorite and he's winning, and it's just it really is what bowling needs right now. Because I've been on record talking about how bowlers aren't exactly the most charismatic people, especially usually the best ones. But for every Walter Ray, there was a P. Weber, right? So if you get a Frankie, then there's a Kyle. So it's really close to that. And is Kyle Troop this generation's Pete Weber? I mean, it could be. We got to get a little bit Kyle talking a little bit more shit because that's not his personality. But he's just great for the sport right now, and I love what he's doing. But you mentioned it during the interview, Mike. Dude, the hard work that he's put in, it's undeniable. I mean, how good he got in really such a short period. And I mean, short period, I'm talking 2 years, right? From where he was 2 years in 2018.
I mean, I'd say it was probably a little bit longer of a period of time than that, because that first title that he won was quite a few years ago at the Cheetah Championship. So, I think the time period be a little bit longer, but your point still stands, Rob. I mean, if you're watching, if you're paying attention, the guy has really put in the work to be that good. And what I find most interesting about it is that, and I admitted this to him myself, and I wasn't clowning him at a certain point. I was just doubting that he was ever going to become what he has become, right? But I know on the other side of it, as a fan of bowling, that there were people that were probably clowning him as the guy who wears the goofy outfits, and has the fro and throws it with two hands. And you know what? Now that guy's the best bowler in the world, and he's the single season money winning record holder for the PBA Tour. So it's been really cool to watch that unfold. And I don't think that it's a story that you see all that often in sports, where somebody who is and I do not want this to be misinterpreted that I am applying this term to Kyle, because clearly it's not the case at this point, but somebody that might have been more well known for a sideshow type reason that becomes the actual main show, and I think that's somewhat of what we've seen from Kyle Troop over the recent time. So, Mike, you pointed out about how you want to see Kyle Troop and he can develop an attitude and talk smack a little bit more. But you know what? I look at it from this perspective. I'm happy that we have another guy who's really marketable, because for a while it was only Belmo. Belmo was really the only truly marketable bowler out there, and now we have Kyle, and he's legit. Belmo was not only marketable, but he was legit. He was winning, right? Now Kyle is on that same level. Okay.
To me, Kyle is 100 times more marketable than Belmo, honestly. And that's not a knock against Belmo, but Kyle is. There aren't a lot of people out there that don't like Kyle. If he's down to earth. He's with the people. He's the people's champ, Mike. Belmo never really got that persona of being the people's champ. And I don't know if that's because Belmo is, Australian and Kyle's from the United States. And I think, there's more, Kyle's more relatable to the fans, to the bowling fans than Belmo is, and that's just the truth. And like I said, it's not a knock against Belmo, but it's just shows you how great Kyle is. And to me, you know, I love what he's doing, and he's able to be himself, and you could see it on TV. Like you said, he went from being the guy with the loud outfits in the fro to now the guy that is the top earner of all time, major title, winning all the time, and you know, the outfit in the fro became secondary in the bowling fans. Now he's the kid that's winning, and he's legit, you know.
Yeah, now he's the best bowler in the world who
and
also wears the crazy outfits.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Exactly.
I mean, when I watched the PBA playoff finals, that's what I thought about. Like
right.
That's what was going through my head, is that transformation of man. Like, this guy has undergone a remarkable transformation. And, you know, listen, as a fan, Rob, it's like, it's so cool to have these guys on and be able to get to tell them that and talk to them about that. And, you know, you guys heard his insight there. I've been saying it for weeks. You brought it up in the interview, and I apologize for the technical issues on my end, but we are having like major thunderstorms over here. But you brought it up in the interview, I think, at a point when I dropped out and I came back in, that, you know, you have seen a different level of focus from him. Right. And I have pointed that out for numerous weeks, going back to the $250,000 prize that he won in the beginning of the season. So you see that as well. You know, it's noticeable, right? So really cool to see, really cool to have him on. And finally, Rob, we have an opportunity for real rivalries in bowling here. Not only going into the second half of this year with the events they're going to have and some of the guys that are going to be on TV together, bowling for some serious money yet again, but going into next season, you know, obviously the big question becomes is how does Belmo respond to this?
Oh, I know how he's responding. I guarantee you he's in the bowling center right now practicing. I guarantee it, dude. Belmo is one of the hardest workers, if not the hardest worker in the sport. And you think Belmo likes to sit back and have people like us say that Kyle's the best two-handed bowler on the planet? You think he likes hearing that? No, dude. He's in the bowling alley. He's working on it. He's getting in the lab. And we might see a crazy good Belmo when he comes back from the States. You know, just had his, you know, after he has his kid and he's able to kind of really get his mind in the right place, I feel like we're going to see a scary Belmo. We might see a scarier zombie Belmo. You know, we might see.
But isn't it? You know, to me as a fan, it's like it's interesting to be able to look forward to next season and kind of, you know, discuss some of these things and talk about some.
When is the next tournament?
Have some of these storylines. Well, they're going to have some of the, you know, summer events, like the limited events. You know, they're going to have the Strike Derby in Maine, I believe. They're going to have one other event up there, and then you have the PBA Tour finals that Kyle was talking about. So there's going to be some action, but you know, it's limited action. Then you have
not right now. He's not.
No way. Now he's not. Oh my God. Brian, come on, man. That's ridiculous. If you really think that right now,
you're living in the past, brother. You're living in the past.
You haven't been watching. You really haven't been paying attention for some time. Okay.
You know, that's like saying Tiger Woods is still number one. You know, maybe last year. Number one. A lot happens in a year.
Yeah, number one in fandom, maybe.
Life hits you fast. Life hits you fast in 1 year, Mike.
Yeah, but you know, it's like I said, it's interesting to be able to see some of these storylines. There's also, Rob, I think 5 title events on the summer tour that are going to be broadcast strictly on Flow. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Like, I know the Striking Guest breast cancer doubles is one of those events. And then there's a couple more, you know, smaller events that are going to be broadcast on Flow. So we'll see. I mean, Kyle, you know, didn't want to say the Player of the Year locked up, but like I said, unless something really drastic happens, you know, I don't really see someone catching him in that regard. But
he's going to win all year.
All right, Rob, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. You know, I really appreciate the time from Kyle. Seriously, it's awesome for him to stop by and spend that much time with us, chopping it up and giving us some insight. So, you want to give the people what they want, Rob, or what? We ready?
Yep.
Or
yes, sir. We're ready to go.
All right.
Mike, I got to start worst of the week this week because not only is mine the worst of the week, but it's also the best of the week. And it might be the best post I have ever seen on a message board or on the internet, bowling wise. Okay. And I'm hyping this up because it's really good. So I'm going to share this. Okay. Because this is too good not to share. Let me see if I could find it here. Hopefully I don't show you guys some porn. Okay.
This was Rob.
Mike,
whoever this is, we need this person on the show. That's what I thought
Mike,
when I saw this post.
Someone legitimately got angry, and instead of kicking the ball return, they literally took the cover off of the bowling return, the cover off the bowling ball return, and threw it down the lane. Mike, I've heard of stories of people throwing shoes down the lane. Okay, I've seen it. Joe Stillman do that. I feel like that scene in Happy Gilmore where he says Happy Gilmore achieved that feat, 3 holes ago. I've seen it all, but I've never seen anyone throw a ball cover down the lane. And that post was from, I believe Stephanie Higgins, who's a legit, she's a great PWBA. Jen Higgins is a legit PWBA player, just great bowler in herself. She posted this. Okay, Mike. If someone has a video of this, okay, of this happening, I will offer them $50, $100, Mike, right now in their accounts if they could show me this video, okay? Because this would make my day, it would make my year, it would make my bowling life, okay? Mike, what do you? I mean,
I once saw somebody throw a gutter cap down the lane, take a gutter cap off the gutter, and bounce it on the lane, but it didn't really go down the lane. But I mean, listen, this is impressive. This is impressive.
Mitch Young is. Yes,
I love it.
Thanks,
I love
Mitch.
it.
Make me laugh.
Yeah, but I would love to have this person on the show. I need to hear the story behind this. I really do. I
gotta
where
was this at?
To get to the point that you're so fried that you throw a ball, ball return cap down the lane. I have to hear what really got you that fried. But yeah, good choice, Rob. Good choice.
That kills me. I love that. That makes me laugh every time I see that. I might put that in my backdrop of my computer because it makes me that happy just to think somebody throwing it down. What was the manager's reaction? I mean, did they get banned? There's got to be so much pre and post story. We have to get this person on who did it. People, find out.
Come on, let's go.
Get us our information.
Get us a name.
Make my day. Make my year.
That is awesome. All right. Robert Hamilton said probably needed a strike to win the league or missed a spare. Robert Hamilton, if someone threw a ball return cap down the lane for anything having to do with league bowling, get them on this show and we will read them the riot act, son. I'm not even joking. Okay?
I might make them a third co-host, Mike.
That better, if you're going to, so, all right, let's just have this discussion for a minute. What warrants throwing a ball return cap down the lane? What?
Okay.
So give me an example, Rob, of something that would happen all right, for instance, in my bowling career, I had a chance for a strike pot for $10,000. I needed one hit. I left a solid 10.
Right.
Understandable if I throw a ball cap down the lane?
For $10,000, I wouldn't say it would. That's probably, to me, it wouldn't be me throwing the ball. It would be if my opponent did something. If they needed a strike.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, if they needed a strike to win and they missed a head pin in it, the 1-3, the 1-2-4 dominoed, or
that's so great that you would do it as a reaction to something good that happened to somebody else. I love that.
Yeah, if your opponent needs a strike to win. I mean, look, I've bowled a high roller for years. I've seen some crazy shit happen when someone needs a strike. I've myself have rolled a 2-pin to win a match. When I'm talking the $1,200 entries, right, where there was no losers bracket, okay? Going Brooklyn's, Western Illinois went Brooklyn 5 times against us in the top 4 of the national championship to beat us in Game 7. Okay, like that warrants me throwing a ball return down the lane. So yeah, I mean, it's what my opponent does more than what I would do.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So I have like 4 different posts that I could choose from to highlight here, all dealing with the same topic. But
Tim Buck?
No, but I'm hesitant to choose any of them because I don't want to single somebody out on this post, especially certain ones that I screenshotted this week because I don't know, people might hate on me for singling these out. So I'm not going to single anybody out on this one this week. This is going to be a general announcement, okay? For worst of the week, general worst of the week. My worst of the week nominee this week is all the people that go on any bowling related Facebook page, website, even Twitter, wherever it may be, any social media site, and post a score that is not really deserving of being posted. And I'll be honest,
like a no tap 300.
Well, okay, I mean that would be at the extreme end, but I mean like,
I just saw it.
Somebody will go and post like, "Oh, I shot 950 for 4 games," and give you their games, give you a breakdown. Like, listen, come on,
To them, it's great though. To them, it's an accomplishment.
That's my point. Like, do your research of what a really, do your homework. Do your homework of like what a really good 4-game series is or 3-game series is. Like, whenever I see these posts, I just think to myself, man, these people seem clueless as to what a real, quality series or quality accomplishment is. I mean, because a lot of them are related to age as well. A lot of these posts are related to age. So, like, it'll be a parent coming on and saying,
I disagree.
My kid bowled this or that, and I
disagree with
honestly,
you here. I disagree. Because look, like, let me tell you why. Because 90% of the people, 95% of the people that are on these message boards, the USBC message boards, the Storm Fit, these guys, most of them are probably in like the 150 to like 180 like average category. Okay, and just because a 950 to you is not great, okay, to someone else, it's like, they're like, could be their lifelong accomplishment. They've been bowling for 50 years. So if they want to post it on the message boards, then like I guess like they could do that. They're just looking for some kind of like,
so
feedback.
Give context then. So give context of like, I'm a 150 average bowler and I bowled this, right? Like, to me, that's different. If you give context, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think that a lot of the people I'm referring to, I don't think what you're saying applies to. I think that a lot of people that I'm referring to with this worst of the week are the people who average 210 or 220, and and go on and put a post up about averaging 225 for the night, and talking about the ball they use and what balls they switch to and what I mean. I don't know, man. Just like have some context,
See, that annoys me.
There, so
that annoys me when you got someone who win like that. And what my brother said, some guy won a house sweeper on a league shot. He won $180 and thanked the world. Hashtag all the bowling ball companies. Thank this, thank that. Like, okay, that annoys me a little bit. The message boards though thing when people are posting like their scores and what they do, and like everybody has their own level and where they're at in the bowling world, right?
There's got to be context, though. See, that's just it. The reason some of these people don't post the context is because some of them know that if they post the context, their accomplishment isn't going to get any praise from people. Which I feel a lot of them are seeking. A lot of them seem to be like seeking praise in some way. But Rob, I also think that.
It is. Everybody's. Yeah, that's all social media. That's what it is, right? Everybody's trying to get social media clout. Okay, everybody, wants to get liked.
But how can you feel that way when like people shoot 900s? People shoot ridiculously high 800 series all the time. like you have to have you have to be conscious of what else is going on around you. You have to have a context for where you are versus where those people are. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of times they don't put the context because they know that their accomplishments wouldn't be praised if they did. But, that's my worst of the week for the week. Rob can disagree with me if he wants. Just put some context, people. Put some context. If you're 2-0 or better, no one wants to hear about your 660 series, yo. I'm sorry. I'm serious though. No one wants to hear about your 660 when you average 208.
So what you're saying is, when they post up a 600 series, the person should be like, "Oh, hey guys, I've been bowling for 2 years. I'm a 150 average. I just bowled my first 600 series." Nobody's gonna really say like, "Oh, like who cares?" Right? Everyone's gonna be like, supportive, right? Like
never would I feel that way about a post that's like, "Hey, I did my first this or first 600, first 300." Rob, I'm speaking to a specific set of these people who are posting these things, and the specific set I'm speaking to are the set that are doing it in a way where they are ignoring the context and therefore making it seem like their accomplishment is way better than it really is.
Mike, before we log off, I heard about something like this. Mike, do you know any context behind this?
I've not heard anything about it.
Yeah, so I guess Radical posted a ball video where they compared their ball to Motive's ball, and I guess they shit all over Motive's ball. If anybody has that video, can you send that or post it on our Facebook or send that over Twitter? Because I heard about that and I saw some player context behind of that, and there was some feedback on the internet, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. So send that over, and then maybe we'll talk about it next week, because I know that's the first time I think a ball company ever compared with another ball company on a bowling video and completely shit on the other ball.
Is this the road we're gonna go down now in the bowling ball world?
That's what it was.
Where they're all gonna gonna take each other's balls and throw them and say this is why our ball is better than the other ball. I don't know.
I can love the bowling. It's gonna be like the fast food wars, only it'll be like for bowling balls. And all staff will be sitting back and laughing because guess what? We could throw all the balls. So us all staffers, Mike, could throw everything, and we're just gonna sit back and laugh. And all these ball companies are gonna be beating each other up. I mean, I definitely want to watch that video though before I have really feedback on it. I don't want to just make assumptions on the video.
All right. Well, listen, there's a couple other things we wanted to get into tonight, but we didn't because Kyle was so kind to spend so much time with us. So we'll put those things on the back burner. We'll put this bowling ball video beef confrontation on the back burner.
Drama to talk about
for next week. All right. We'll get into that next week. Maybe we can do our own review of the bowling ball beef video review video. So we'll see about that. But all right, Rob, final thoughts. I'm going to do the final thought for both.
Okay, go for it.
Okay with you, because we didn't.
Yeah, sure.
We didn't even really talk, but I think it'll be all right with this. Thoughts and prayers to Jake Peters and his family.
100%.
Right. So I'm sure many of you, who follow bowling on social media saw today that he lost his wife. And that's something that is hard for me to even fathom. It's hard for me to even imagine. So we don't know Jake personally, Rob. I don't anyway. I won't speak for both of us on that, but he seems like a good guy. Seems like a really good dude and genuine dude. So shout to him. When I saw that today, I just thought, man, there before the grace of God go I. So
prayers and thoughts, and go to Jake and family and everybody. Just really no words. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's terrible. So
full condolences.
Not to end on a negative note, but we definitely wanted to put that out there and make sure that was said. So Rob, we'll see the people next week. Everybody give us a follow on social media at the 215 for me on Twitter, at Brooklyn Rob for Rob, Sweep the Rack at Gmail. Rob, we'll see the people next week, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Have a good Memorial Day weekend, everybody.
Enjoy the pool, Mike. Everyone.
The heater's going on. The heater's going on Friday. It doesn't matter if it's going to be a little cool out here on the East Coast for Memorial Day weekend. we're still going to be rocking and rolling. I will be by the pool all weekend. Rob, enjoy the new digs, bro. I mean, they're looking really sweet. So enjoy,
thanks,
and I'm sure you'll be getting out and seeing a little bit of Arizona as well this weekend. So enjoy that, folks.
Sure.
We'll catch you next Wednesday. Have a
Thanks
good week.
everybody for tuning in, man. Appreciate it.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.